So when I was in Manhattan, you saw in the previous vlog that I went to Manhattan to meet Ryan Matthew Cohn. I delivered some things for him. After I left his house, I went to Obscura Antiques and Oddities. I've also described that in a previous vlog. In the apartment building next door, this guy pulls up on a Harley, parks as I'm outside, standing outside the store. And I asked him, I said, do you live here? What's it like riding that thing around Manhattan? And he goes, oh, it's the best thing ever. It's the only way to drive around Manhattan, especially if you live here or even if you're going to visit. Because me and the wife had planned to ride up sometime in the summer and just ride around Manhattan and New York and see the sights. Go over the Brooklyn Bridge, etc. on the motorcycle, but we never got a chance to. You ride through the city, and if you're on your Harley, and if you hit some of the closer buildings you go through, and there's no other traffic, the Harley and the motorcycle engine just echoes off the buildings. He said it's just amazing. It's really loud, you hear the echo, and it's just amazing. He'll ride, and he told me he'll ride his name was Forrest, but he was on this Harley. Some girl gave him, she didn't want it anymore, and she actually just gave it to him. He made a joke about it being a girl's bike. I said, shit, I would have taken that in a Harley. I'd take anything for free, but I would have definitely taken a Harley for free. And he rides that thing, he told me he rides that thing up until it snows. If there's snow on the ground and ice, he won't ride it, but he'll ride it any other time because it's just so much better for getting around Manhattan. It's so much for getting around New York. It's so much better for parking. It clears up everything. Then I had asked him about lane splitting because it's illegal here. It's legal in California. Forrest used to live in California where it was legal. Now he lives here. His parents live in Connecticut, he told me, and now he lives in the city, and he lives in the apartment building right next to Obscura Antiques and Oddities, or on the same block rather. Said that the cops most of the time overlook it because it keeps traffic moving. So one time, he's never gotten a ticket for it, but one time a cop threw on the sirens for him to quit it, and if he sees an officer, he'll pull in real quick behind traffic and wait it out. For the most part, they get away with it because it keeps traffic moving. But if you blatantly do it in front of an officer, they will probably ticket you. Because when I was driving, there's a lot of scooters and a lot of motorcycles, and they're just zipping down traffic right next to the mirrors. This guy and his girlfriend zipped right past me. I mean, it was a nice Harley, but he zipped right down, almost clipped my mirror. I am a good rider. I'm really good on my motorcycle, but I don't know if I have the aggressiveness to ride like they do in the city. We'll have to wait and see because I'm definitely going to ride up soon someday. I just don't know about that lane splitting. When I came down off the Williamsburg Bridge from Brooklyn back into Lower Manhattan, I was just about down the bridge and slowing down because there's a light down below there. There's a traffic light and it turned red. As I was slowing down, this motorcycle comes out and just right down, this guy and his girlfriend, just right down the center between both lanes. And it made me nervous. But that's how they ride. That's how they ride. It is an art to learn to drive up there. It's an art. There's an art to it. It's controlled chaos. It's not like you see in other countries, but it's pretty rough. And it is sort of every man for himself. I didn't see any road rage except because I'm not as an aggressive driver as I started to pick it back up because I used to run up there many years ago in a truck 4 days a week, sometimes 5. Mostly 4 days a week I used to run up there with a truck, Brooklyn and New York and sometimes the 5 boroughs, but mostly Brooklyn and Manhattan. The only road rage incident I saw, I don't even know if you could call it road rage, was I was waiting to come off the Brooklyn Queens Expressway to go to Ryan's house, and I guess it's 2 lanes, and I should have pulled over to the other lane instead of blocking traffic. And the guy put his hands up like this and went around me. After I left the Ghostbusters site, Ghostbusters Firehouse movie site, which is an active, working firehouse that's in danger of being shut down, do not shut it down, New York. Do not shut it down. Anyways, after leaving that, I can't remember the street road, but I was heading out towards the Holland Tunnel to get out to Jersey and go home. The traffic's all backed up. I mean, it's just backed up and it's moving slowly. Our light turns red. I'm almost to the traffic light. This huge concert tour bus, I don't know who it was, so don't ask me, but it was a concert tour bus and this woman was driving. Maybe it was Justin Bieber, I don't know. But it was she came to the crosswalk and to turn in front of me while her light turned red, but she pulled out anyways and blocked off traffic with her bus, and that which means I was blocking the box, which up there, that means if you're blocking the intersection, there's a fine and 2 points on your license. You don't block the intersection. It's called blocking the box. I went to the left because the bus was half blocking she was actually blocking the box. I went around, came up, and up on the sidewalk, which if I was driving a bus, because I do drive a truck for my job, that would have pissed me off. I hate when cars do that, and I know that's a bit hypocritical. I know it's a lot hypocritical. You got to understand, if you're in both positions of being in a large vehicle or in your car, you understand sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So I went around the back of the bus, up along her side, into the lane, which then she had to wait to finish making her turn until my lane went, because if she would have kept going, she would have halfway back would have crushed the bed of my pickup truck. But like I said, I know that's hypocritical, because that would royally piss me off if somebody did that to me while I was driving the truck or driving that bus. I had to do it. I had to get up on the sidewalk and a little bit and get around the bus, because that's what I had to do. It's controlled chaos. You just learn to deal with it, and there is an art to it. I know that sounds odd, but there is an art to driving in Manhattan. Anybody who drives up there or lives up there knows that. It really is interesting to watch. It may piss you off to be in traffic like that, but if you let that go and watch the traffic and start driving like them, I mean, because cars will zip out and around you, make turns on a red light. Everybody seems to know what everybody else is going to do. And it's like intuitive. Interactive, intuitive. It's like a video game, and everybody else knows what everybody else is going to do, and for the most part, it works in its own way. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, he's going on YouTube.